I'm literally PMSing so bad right now and feeling probably the worst about myself I have in months. And this is when I'm making this video. Anyways, hello beautiful people of the internet and welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do a cutesy, very demure, very mindful, sit down, discuss my life with me video. This is gonna be so simple. We're not gonna do anything crazy. Let's just do something easy, especially because I really do want to talk about this. I have a lot going on and I'm really hyping a bunch of stuff up and hopefully I actually stick to it because it's gonna be really embarrassing if I don't. But YOLO, let's see. So if you guys didn't know, I turned 24 on the 4th of October. Honestly, since my birthday, everything has been really crazy, but I've still been on a different wavelength than I was before. Actually, I shouldn't say than before because I have been different for a while now and I can feel it in myself. And you know what? Let's talk about this. Let's go down this route before I even go into everything else. I've kind of briefly touched on it, but this is the first time I will actually use these specific words. And it does make me a little bit anxious, but a little bit about myself. I was in a psychologically, mentally abusive relationship for 4 years, and that really fucked me up a lot. And I have really had to recover from that. The breakup was only 6 months ago, so still not fully through all the healing that I have to go through for that. It took me a long time to even be able to say a lot of the stuff that I went through, and I am really nervous to say that out loud online because I just get I get scared. I feel like I'm gonna suffer some kind of consequences for it. But yeah, I went through a lot and my self-esteem, my mentality was completely shattered for a long time. I had a lot of dreams when I was a teenager and definitely had a lot of dreams going into college. It wasn't just the relationship that fucked me up. I also got depression immediately once I moved out, which I did talk about in my little breakup video. But I would say after a while, I would say somewhere around 2022 and around when I was turning 22 and 23, those were really starting to be some good years for me. I was really starting to see me mature and really figure myself out, and I was really proud of who I was becoming. But I had this nagging fucking voice, which was an actual person who kept beating me down for everything and making me feel fucking useless all the time. So it was really hard to make a lot of progress, and I feel like that has been the root of my problems for so long because I would really get a lot of motivation. I would get really hyped up to do a lot of these things in the past, and then I couldn't follow through with them because a lot of the time the guy I was dating would put me down for something, tell me it wasn't gonna work, I wasn't gonna go through with it, or he would just argue with me over something stupid, and then he would completely remove me from whatever I was doing and make me just focus on dealing with him. And once again, I talked about a lot of this in the breakup video, but I wanted to leave a lot and I knew I was going to leave at some point. I think truly in the back of my mind, I doubted it, but I think I knew that at a certain point I was going to be strong enough to do it. But I didn't do it for a long time, and then when I actually did, I think a lot of the reason I did is because I'm really becoming solidified in who I am as a person. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm just becoming a well-rounded person in my opinion, and I don't know, it's just I was learning who I was. I was understanding the world better, so things were really starting to go uphill during the time where I actually got the courage to break up with him, because I never would have gotten the courage to break up with him if I wasn't doing a lot better, you know? So technically I've been on the up and up again for probably 7, 8, 9 months. It's been almost a year. I think pretty consistent showing up as my best self. What that meant at each time, it was different. It varied, but I feel I've been really pushing for a while now. The breakup happened and then I was doing better again, but then I started having a lot of trauma come back, especially with dating someone new. And now it's just there were a lot of triggers and a lot of just insecurities that were being brought up with every new experience. I kind of had to get over that hump, and now I think I'm okay. I would not say I'm fully healed. I still have a good ways to go, but I feel like I'm in a healthy, happy, like nurturing relationship now. I'm with someone who really understands me and doesn't put me down, which just allows me to be the person that I have always been. I just was like so stunted from my previous relationship. Now I just feel like I'm me. All that to say, long backstory, basically just to come to the conclusion of I think I'm good now and I think I can follow through with things now. I don't think this is like every other weird random thing I've gotten attached to or weird like slightly manic episode that I was having. This is something I've been thinking about and this is something that I feel like is going to work for me. So let's get into what I'm planning for the next year of my life. Technically only a little bit more than 11 months now because it's going to be a few weeks into it when this is posted. But essentially, I feel like I have to have a lot of my life figured out by 25. A lot of that really has to do with kids. Honestly, I want to have a route in my head, and I've actually been thinking about this a lot the last few days for some reason, because I was thinking about this apartment and thinking like I really still am just happy like being here. Like I'm halfway through my year lease in this apartment and like I just want to renew it and just like stay here and just be chill. Like I'm not ready to get out of this era of my life anytime soon, even though like a little bit earlier I was like really worried because I felt like maybe my time is running out, you know, maybe I'm getting too old and like I don't have a lot of time to live this life that I'm in right now, but like I can live it as long as I want. So I'm not sure, lots of like back and forth thoughts here, but I do think that once I turn 25 I'm gonna be sitting here and evaluating like every year moving forward, like where am I at with like wanting to get a house and have kids and like do all of that shit. Like is that something I'm concerned about? It's leaning towards no. I have a lot of stuff I want to do before then and I feel like I'm still really young, so I don't need to be worried about that. But at the same time, it is just like there's a clock in your head as a woman, you worry about it, and I'm starting to get worried about it. Basically ever since I've started getting serious about all this kind of stuff, I've always thought that like I'm not really gonna start worrying about it until 25. So I'm like allowing myself to not really think about any of that until 25. So I have this like feeling that there's gonna be this big reevaluation stage when I do turn 25, and I want to try and live as much life during this next year until my next birthday as possible. And I really want to give myself a chance to see like my other possibilities, if that makes sense. This is so vague and weird and like mysterious, but I don't know how to word all of this. It's just like something that I have in my head that like 25 is a big number, and age 25 to 30, like that 5-year period, because I'm like very much like a 5-year plan person. That 5-year period is like very crucial for like a lot of big life changes to me. And 2025 was a lot of big life changes too. Like I get that, but there's something different when I think about kids. And I feel like your life just transitions to not being about you anymore. And like I want to give my kids that. I want it to be about them. I don't want it to be about me anymore. And that's one of the big reasons I'm going really hard on YouTube, because this has been my like dream life at the back of my mind for 10 years, over 10 years, 12 years now. I've literally spent half of my life at this point wanting to be a YouTuber. Oh my god, okay. And that's not to say that if I have kids I can't pursue that still, and that I like won't pursue that still, but it might be different. So basically, if I do this for a year and I feel like it's completely useless, I didn't find it super enjoyable, I didn't see that many results from it, then maybe it's time to like reevaluate how big of a priority that is gonna be in my life. Maybe if I can focus on some other things that I also want to get out of the way before I have kids, because I feel like that's like the biggest question, the biggest dilemma in my mind is like, basically, do I go the route of being a super hardcore YouTuber or super hardcore domesticated figure with YouTube on the side? Both paths still have YouTube, and both paths still have children, and both paths still have the domesticated life, but like each one is leaning more towards one or the other. So yeah, even though I think YouTube will always be like super important for me, if it's not that, then I'll find something else, and I kind of want to get all of that out of my system. So that's the main thing I'm doing though, is weekly uploads no matter what. Something has to be incredibly wrong for me to miss and upload. I'm still gonna give myself grace if I do, but I'm not going to make excuses. And I'm also going to be doing some kind of 30-day challenge for every month going up to my birthday. But they're all gonna be like about 30 days, not exactly 30 days, because I'm gonna be doing each 4th day of the month. So starting on my birthday on October 4th to November 4th, and November 4th to December 4th, so on and so forth. Got the pun? So for these first 30 days from the October 4th to November 4th period, I'm doing journaling every day. So far that's been pretty good. I am gonna make a whole video on that alone, but I've been enjoying it. It's been pretty easy. I'm also still in my running streak, so I'm on, I think, day like 58 today. So I'm gonna finish that at day 100, and then I'm gonna be doing my journaling challenge. And I'm also going to be doing NaNo, which is National Novel Writing Month, and it's where you try to write 50,000 words for the month of November, and that's gonna be chaotic because I'm still gonna be doing my running streak. I'm gonna be doing the journaling for the first 4 days. There's a lot of stuff coming up at the end of the year with the holidays and everything, but yeah, I'm gonna be trying to write 50,000 words in a month. So I do know that my November 4th to December 4th challenge is going to be writing every day, and I do have ideas for the other months, but I'm not solidifying any of them yet. I think writing is a good one for November for obvious reasons. Otherwise, I don't really want to think that far. I just know I'm gonna pick something and go with it. Some of my other ideas are like doing a little bit of tidying up every day, or like organizing. It can't be like chores. It has to be like, I don't know, organizing my closet or organizing my drawers or doing something special. I don't know if that one's actually gonna work. Another one I have is learning choreographies. I have one for reading, one for meditating, one for stretching, one for going to the gym, one for waking up at 5 a.m. Like, I have all these different potential 30-day challenges, and I don't know which ones I'm gonna pick. I don't know if they're gonna be daunting. I don't know if they're gonna be super easy, but the goal here, kind of like I said, is to give myself a fair shot at life and to get it all out my system and kind of reevaluate where I am after doing all of this hard work. Another reason I'm doing this is because there are a lot of things that I want to try that I feel like I don't give myself a fair shot at, and 20 to 30 days is about how long it takes me to get used to something and to feel okay with it. Running, it probably took me 20 days of doing it before I wasn't mad about it every day, and then it just became a habit, as they say. But I'm also noticing so far with the running and with the journaling, it's easier to figure out how much I actually need this kind of stuff in my life. So for a long time, I try to force myself to incorporate journaling into my daily routine, my morning routine, my evening routine, whatever it was. And honestly, I'm starting to notice I really don't need to journal every day. It is a very helpful habit, and it is a necessary habit for me, but it's not a daily habit that I have to have. Running is kind of the same thing. I don't think I need to run every day. I don't think any human needs to run every day. Although I am feeling like I need to work out every day, just maybe not run. And I'm hoping that doing various 30-day challenges will really help me find what's important to me, find what I actually need to add into my daily routine, into my weekly routines, what habits are actually useful for me, what helps my mental health, what makes me happy. Some of the things that I did mention, like I really haven't done in a long time, and I've been talking about it for a while. I used to write pretty religiously in high school. I was a really, really good writer. I wanted to be an author. Like, that was a big dream of mine, and it's still there in the back of my mind, but I don't feel confident saying that when I haven't wrote in, like, at this point it's probably been like 4 years. So that's why I want to do NaNo. That's why I want to do 30 days of writing, because I want to see that maybe if I can just kind of like bring myself back to habitually doing it, then maybe I'll love it again, and maybe it will become easier for me to remember to do it, because that's mostly why I don't write. It's not that I don't want to, it's just that I kind of forget because it's not a part of like my usual routine. I just have so many other things that I'm doing that I never really think, oh, let me sit down and write. Same thing for learning dances. I mean, I did dancing since I was 13, 14, something like that. So I did it for about like 3 or 4 years in high school, and I continued to learn a lot of K-pop dances post graduation, but then I started falling off probably about a year or two after I graduated high school. And I still love dancing. I still feel like I dance a lot of the time. Like I'm dancing in my car, I'm dancing when I'm doing my makeup in the morning, I'm dancing at the gym, wherever I am doing dances. I don't actually know choreography anymore, and I haven't really bothered to learn anything. So yeah, I really think about it a lot. I'm like, I really wish I would dance again. So part of these things, it's almost like killing my inner child and trying to like embrace the things that I used to love. And like, if I don't love them anymore, that's fine. Then I'm going to give myself that shot. And if I'm like, you know what, this isn't really for me anymore, then that's that. But if I come out of it and I'm like, why haven't I been doing this whole time? Then that's great. And I will know that that's something I still need to make time for. And then certain things like the tidying up, like doing some kind of organization every day, that's more so just so I can get shit done. So like there are some challenges that I have maybe to help my mental health. There are some things to heal my inner child. There are some things for me to be more disciplined. Like I have variation here, and it's kind of going to depend how I feel the 3 to 5 days before I hit the next 30-day period. So probably like the first of each month, when I have like the next 3 days until I start a new one, that's when I'm gonna be like, okay, what am I feeling right now? I also feel like that makes it a little bit more attainable for me to accomplish everything, because I'm not giving myself necessarily a thing that I have to commit to for a whole year. I don't know, say I want to do the running streak for a year. I have no idea how I'm gonna feel in 6 months about that. I might be completely fucking over it, and I might think it's useless, and then I might stop then, because I'll be like, why am I even doing this for a year if like this isn't helping me and I'm not happy? I feel though like 30 days is really not that long. Like so far about me doing these challenges, it's honestly making time go by so much faster because I have momentum. So I'm just kind of like trying to hit the next day of the streak, and it's keeping me really locked in, and I'm not really able to spend a lot of time worrying and stressing about stuff. And some might say just the concept of doing 30-day challenges in itself and committing to that for a year is kind of setting myself up for doing something for a year. But I've always known about myself that I love challenges like this. Like I love 30-day challenges. I always want to do them. It's just been hard to commit. But now that I just don't have a stupid piece of shit in my ear telling me all this negative stuff about myself, and I just have a man that hypes me up, and I can hype myself up, and my family hypes me up, like literally everyone finally hypes me up now I feel like I can stick with this. The other thing that I do have plans for, which I am going to openly say right now, this is not one that I want people to necessarily like hold me to very, very strictly, because I'm not sure. I'm not sure what life is gonna look like. But I'm hoping to do 75 hard again. I'm fairly sure that at some point in my life I'm going to do it again. Whether I complete it or not, who knows, because last time I got sick. But I'm like 99% sure that at some point I'm gonna try it again, because that's just the kind of person I am. I don't take no for an answer. But my goal this time is to do it on January 1st. I know, very cliche. Honestly, I would have started it like today, because I know the mentality I'm in right now, and I know that this is like the perfect formula for me to do 75 hard, but it is unrealistic, and it would also require me to kind of just like throw everything that I'm already doing out the window, because I would have too many things, too many levels. I'm already doing the running streak, which yes, could be a part of 75 hard, but it's just too many things to like mentally keep track of, if that makes sense. I'm already doing the running streak, I'm already doing the 30 days of journaling, and I'm going to be doing nano, and then I'm gonna have my Christmas party in December, and I'm drinking during my Christmas party. No one's gonna stop me. 75 hard wouldn't stop me. Getting drunk at your office Christmas party is one of the best feelings in the entire world, especially when you're the one who planned the party. Anyways, kind of unrelated, but I feel like Christmas party and then like Christmas, all this like crazy stuff happening. Also New Year's Eve. I just want to celebrate all of that stuff. And I feel like the first 3 months of the year, it's when you're the most motivated. It's when you're coming off the high of the holidays, but there's also not a lot going on. A lot of people really get stuck in that like dreading life period, because all of this like craziness just happened back to back to back, and there's like nothing happening for a while. To me, that's a good time to lock in. It'll be like dead of winter too here, so outdoor workouts are gonna suck, but I've done 75 hard in the winter before, and it's achievable. And the only only day I would be slightly like worried about is Valentine's Day, just because I would want to have like, I don't know, like a cupcake or something, like cookie. But my plan for that is to just bake like protein cookies, something like that, because my diet isn't a super strict diet. But if I do it then and I get through it successfully, then it'll be my boyfriend's birthday, and then it's going to be like Easter, Good Friday. I'll probably go back home to Louisiana again, eat a bunch of crawfish. Then it's gonna be summer. We're gonna have that summer body, and then I'm going to Bali in July. So yeah, that's a lot. There were a lot of layers to all of that, but 75 hard, I do have a lot of stress for 75 hard and a lot of concerns because it is hard. It is very hard. I also don't know what 30-day challenges I'm going to try to do on top of that, because like I said, I'm going to try to like coincide them. And I think what's going to happen is I'm probably going to do like stretching and then going to the gym for those 2 months. And then, I don't know, since it'll only be like half of the last month, maybe I'll do like meditating or something, like something where it's still helpful for me, but it also is like kind of adding on something. I don't know, we'll see. But I think stretching is a good one to do during that time, because I'll just add that on to the workouts I'm already doing for my indoor workout. I'll probably do like 15 minutes of stretching and then 30 minutes of an actual workout, because I consider the stretch a workout. And then hopefully that'll give my flexibility back, which is also something I've been wanting. Also, once I'm done with my 100 days of running streak, that's when I'm gonna get a gym membership. So I'll have some time at the end of this year to start getting reacquainted with the gym again before I do 75 hard. But yeah, there's so many like tasks on my list right now. I'm really trying not to look too far ahead because I don't want to scare myself off. Right now, I'm having a really good time doing my running streak, journaling, working on my videos. I feel like life is good right now, and I've been on like a really happy, motivated streak. Actually, I like started off this video not feeling so great, as I said, and I feel like a lot better now that I'm talking through all of this, because I'm like, this is achievable and this is stuff I've proven to myself that I can do, so I'm gonna fucking do it, and that's it, period. So this is how hopefully I'm gonna change my life. But even if I do or don't do it, I have been progressively becoming the person I want to be for months now, and I'm already pretty much the person I want to be, just my life doesn't like fully reflect that yet. So I'm happy either way, because I feel like I am who I want to be. Yeah, I don't know, maybe none of that made sense to y'all, and I'm kind of okay with that. I kind of wanted this video to just be a little rambly, kind of like diary room session with me. Like, let's talk about the future, let's talk about the plans. The girls who get it, the girls who don't, and that's okay. But anyways, let me know if you guys have any crazy, awesome, mysterious, I don't know, other adjectives, plans that you are wanting to take on, either for the new year or for the next year or for the next month, whatever it may be. I want to know what you guys are planning. So if you did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like and a comment, and if you're feeling generous, you can even subscribe. I do hope to see you guys all in the next one, but if not, bye-bye.